31. Ladies and gentlemen of the tribe, 31. No, that's not my age. I know you think I'm 31. Right? No, 31 is the number of solo journey guide event units that are in Galaxy of Heroes, and today I'm going to give my brief opinion on each and every one of them and whether or not they are still worth farming in the current day and age. Sounds good? Great, because that's the video we're doing today and I'm glad you're on for the ride. Let's do this. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen of the tribe, and welcome back to another Galaxy of Heroes video with me, your bald boy Scribe. Today we are in the journey guide. We are looking at the solo journeys in particular. No, not the guild journeys. Those are perfectly acceptable. They're perfectly lovely. However, they are not also Galactic Legends. We're not looking at these either. Those are two things that we are not looking at today. The solo journey guides, the legendary unlocks that you can do by yourself, on your Todd, on your lonesome, sometimes with the help of Mr. MasterCard. Mr. Credit Card. Crippling credit card debt. Don't do that, okay? Don't do that. First and foremost, we are starting off with Tier 1 units. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying just because they say Tier 1, it doesn't necessarily mean they are the lowest tier. And it certainly doesn't mean that they are the highest tier. It's more to do with the when they came out more than anything, but kind of-ish, right? So, you know, Tier 1 is certainly not the best legendaries. Palpatine then, Emperor Palpatine, fantastic unit. Still a very, very good legendary unit, super easy to unlock. All you need to do is have 5 rebels at 7-star, basically, to unlock him. Like, you could sneeze and do that. In the day and age of lightspeed tokens, you can get this guy for free pretty much within an hour, right? Easily an hour, you could unlock Palpatine. Now, on his own, he's no great shakes, but he is a supporting unit, essentially, for a lot of other good teams. You know, early on, you might be going just EP Mara Jade, maybe with Piet, maybe with Dark Trooper, maybe with Moff Gideon, that sort of thing. Later on, you might transition into a Star Killer scenario, EP Mara Jade Star Killer, throw in an unaligned light side force user like, I don't know, Cal Kestis, throw in a Jedi tank like Old Ben, and you've got yourself a decent GAC team. Later on, again, you might be taking on Darth Vader Duel's End or something like that, throwing him with the Palpatine team. I'd say overall, this day and age, for the barrier to entry, Palpatine, still pretty viable. Still pretty viable. Good GL. Good GL? Good legendary unit to unlock. Next up, we have got Grandmaster Yoda. Grandmaster Yoda has kind of flip-flopped back and forth like the little frog that he is in terms of viability. Right now, I would say he's not in a great position. And it's not necessarily because he's either hard to unlock or that he doesn't bring value to a team, because he is super easy to unlock and he can bring value to his teams. The problem mostly is that Jedi is a very, very saturated faction. And there are just better Jedi at this point. What can I say? The positives? Really easy to unlock. You just need 5 Jedi at 7 stars and you can basically face roll over this event very, very easily. In combat, he's got some useful abilities. He's probably even more useful in things like Conquest, because he is a support type unit, which means he can benefit from things like Zealous Ambition. He's got an AoE, which also operates as a bonus turn, provided that you've got Jedi. He can pass buffs, he can pass foresight, he can strip turn meter, he can stun. He's got lots of good abilities, it's just there are too many good Jedi at the minute. Still worth getting because he's basically free and you need to take him to Relic 8 for your other Galactic Legend Journey Guide events. So, absolutely, invest in Grandmaster Yoda. Moving on to Tier 2 then, we're going to start off with the blue boy himself. That is Grand Admiral Thrawn. This guy was one of the most influential and best plug-and-play units that we had for like 7 years. You could just throw Thrawn in pretty much any team and you'd be like, I have elevated the capabilities of this team. He had access to a very unique debuff at the time in Fracture. Now we see Fracture on a number of new units. See it on GL Leia, she's got an AoE Fracture. Vader, he's got an AoE Fracture. There's another one somewhere. General Syndulla, she also has a fracture these days. So that aspect of it is no longer unique, but he also has a turn meter swap, which also heals up protection. Really, really good ability. There's a reason why we don't have loads and loads of turn meter swap abilities in the game. It's because they're so very, very useful and broken. He is not necessarily harder to unlock than Palpatine. The event is harder, right? But You just need to have 5 Phoenix. And once again, in the current day and age, we have got Lightspeed tokens that basically gives you a full team of Phoenix at Relic 1 with all the Zetas. And they will stomp the Thrawn event because it comes from a day and age where Gear 8 was the pinnacle, alright? Now we've got Relic 10, which is so many miles higher than that. So yes, Thrawn, still useful, but these days he has kind of dropped off in viability. You just don't see him being used as frequently as he used to. Still very good. Next up, we've got R2-D2. R2-D2 has had a number of touch-ups over the years and does fit into a number of teams. He can go into like a JTR team. He can go into a Sortie team. He can go into CLS team. He can go to a Leia team, which is really where he belongs. Very, very good unit. Some really good Zetas. The ability to share stats, really good. AoE stealth, AoE burns, stuns on a basic, can dispel debuffs on himself and his allies, really, really good. In terms of unlock requirements, you just need Empire. And the funny thing is, you know, if you've gone through and you've gotten your Phoenix, you'll be able to get Thrawn and you'll be able to get Palpatine, and you've got 2 Empire units straight away that'll help you unlock R2-D2. When you just throw in Vader and Mara Jade and stuff like that, you really super easy unlock. Okay, super, super easy unlock. Barely an inconvenience. These days, he's used in a Leia team. That's his true home. And he's an absolute staple. You 100% need him. Great in TB. Absolutely highly recommend farming R2-D2. Really, really valuable. Next up, we've got BB-8. And BB-8 was a fun unit, bro. But he's definitely one of those units that has fallen off in viability. One of BB-8's most unique and endearing abilities is that he has a unique that will pass 8% turn meter for each droid on the team. So if you have 5 droids on your team, you're getting 40% turn meter for the whole team at the start of battle. It lets you go first. And that is really cool. You can throw him in any droid team. You can throw him in a JTR droid team and give yourself a 32% TM boost for all your droids. Very, very useful. Unfortunately, you just don't see him used that much anymore. JTR is no longer really leading her own team outside of maybe 3v3, and even then, that team has kind of disappeared. You might see access to him in, you know, a General Grievous squad in order to get the ball rolling on the General Grievous squad team. Or maybe you'll be seeing him in a Sortie team, where getting the ball rolling again is very useful. Limited use, but you do need BB-8 in order to unlock JTR, and you need JTR to unlock Rey. So it's a unit you're going to invest in. Overall, he's just okay. He's just okay. Unfortunately, he suffers from that thing of lack of relevance and the team's moving on without him. So like I said, JTR has gone elsewhere. Yes, he does kind of tertiarily have a spot in the Sortie team, but Sortie teams are okay at best, is how I would best describe it. Moving on to tier 3, and we're going to start off with Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. Great unit. Absolutely great unit. Easy unlock. It requires 5 characters and only at gear 12. Now they do need to be 7-star and they do need to be gear 12 in order to do it, but very, very easy mission. Very useful in the long term as well. He typically belongs in a JML squad, and it really, really elevates that team. But if you don't have JML, he still works really well in like a Luke team or a Jedi Knight Revan team. He has an ability to take 2 turns every turn. One of his abilities applies riposte to him, which means when he attacks, he hits under protection, which is really, really good. And he's got an insta-kill and a stun, and he's required essentially to unlock Zepho as a bonus planet in Rise of the Empire TB. And he then dominates in TB if you apply some of his Omicrons on there. So overall, one of the best Jedi. That's not a Galactic Legend, obviously. Easy unlocks, required for TB, gets your entire guild lots of additional juicy bonuses, and just a generally powerful Jedi in general. So absolutely 100% recommend GL Cal Kestis. GL Cal Kestis? Maybe we'll get that one day. Totally worthwhile. Totally worthwhile. Padme. Padme, unfortunately, is sad May for your boy Scribbles right now. It's not that she's a bad unit. She used to be phenomenally good. Absolutely top tier when she first came out, but we're talking about the day and age where we had Jedi Knight Revan, Darth Revan as the meta, and Padme finishing off like a trifecta of meta. Before the days of Galactic Legends, the dark days, she was very good. Unfortunately, she definitely suffers from that situation where her entire team has been stripped away for her. You know, she used to require General Kenobi and the Snips and Anakin, right? And potentially even characters like Cam or R2-D2 or C-3PO. There were a couple of like mix and match units you could use. But these days, you know, Jedi Knight Anakin, he's going to go to a Keller and Beck team, or he's going to go to a Qui-Gon Jinn Omicron team, and then GK is going to go to, you know, a JMK squad, and Snips is going to a JMK squad, and, you know, like, basically every little part of her kit got stripped away from her and into better teams, essentially. Right now, her main focus is throw it into a JMK team, have some good support role there. You could basically forget about her and you wouldn't really notice much of a difference in your JMK team. That's the only concern. Now, she does have some niche capability use that can be fun, particularly in 3v3, where if you throw her with Gideon, you can create the Gidmay team, which allows you to blow up units by using control the situation to give her instant 20 stacks of courage, use additional units that are Galactic Republic support, and they will insta-kill units, essentially. Or more or less, unless they're immune to percentile health damage, essentially. So unfortunately, she is worth getting because you do generally need her. She is a requirement for GL unlocks, so you have to get her, and you need it for gas as well, and gas is needed for GLs and stuff like that. It's a whole big thing, right? Unfortunately, she's just not that great in leading her own squads anymore. I mean, she can be, but the problem is you often have better place for those units. For example, Padme with Commander Ahsoka Tano can beat JMK Cat. Like, that's cool. It's good to know. It's good to know, but it's only useful for a very short amount of time until you get your own JMK, and then you're better just using JMK Cat. Cool. CLS. CLS, one of the best events that CG ever did, in my opinion. Really well-made event. Lots of fun, and right now, everybody can get him for free. Got videos on that. Please go ahead and check out the Journey Guide events. He has had long-term viability. Since first inception, he was one of the early raid solo teams, right? Soloing the Rancor, the OG Rancor raid. You could duo it with him and Han. That was great days, right? Over the years, he's had slowly gained additional members to his squad. We saw the introduction of Chewbacca and then Chewpio and C-3PO and stuff like that. And it's kind of kept the team very relevant. And there are still terms where CLS is a very, very good squad. You know, there are times when you're like, oh, we've got a really powerful Datacron, and he's stomping certain teams, sometimes beating things like Jabba, for example. These days, it's not that it's bad, it's just there are a lot of very good teams these days. I still highly rate the CLS team, and I still think it's one of the most enjoyable teams. Very Zeta heavy, but a lot of fun. Definitely recommend CLS. Next up, we have got JTR. JTR was a great addition to the game, in my opinion, and she had a fun team. You know, you had JTR with BB-8 and R2-D2, and maybe Scav Ray, or, you know, maybe you're using OG Pin and Poe and Finn. Pin and Foe. Yeah, but these days you don't really tend to. You know, she's quite good at leading droids, so you could do, you know, like I said, BB-8 and R2-D2, maybe throw in L3, maybe get yourself another droid, and have some fun. Even Chewpio works really well with her. But unfortunately, most of the time these days, she's just a staple either in like a Rey team or in no team. Sometimes she'll go on to a Seer Ufu Malicos. She's got some really good abilities, some really good Zetas. She's got 3 Zetas. She can put heal immunity, calls to assist. She has good synergy with droids. She can dispel. She can daze and dispel. Yeah, I've already said that. Overall, good unit. You need her if you want to be unlocking Rey, so you kind of have to get her. She's nothing crazy special anymore. There was a time, but she's kind of antiquated at this point. Bam! Beskar Armor Mando, and I'm sure we're going to see another version of The Mandalorian with the new film that we're getting very, very shortly. He's a lot of fun. When he first came out, people were a little bit disappointed in him, but I think a lot of people just didn't understand the kit and how to mod him and how to work with him. These days, he's more or less a staple in the Bo-Katan Mandalore setup, which is another legendary unit that we're going to talk about very shortly, and he does good work there. His Whistling Bird's ability, sometimes we have Datacrons that absolutely exemplify just how good that ability can be. Loads of crazy good damage. He can protect his allies with damage immunity, basically, as well as himself, and heal. Fun unit. Quite a simplistic kit. Used in Bo-Katan Mandalore squads quite well. Can drop into a Scoundrel team before you got him, and he is a pilot for the Razor Crest. And the Razor Crest forms an important ship as part of the Executive Fleet. So absolutely worthwhile getting. Great unit. Maybe not like some GL killer team, but still useful. Next up, we have got the Chimera. This is Grand Admiral Thrawn's capital ship. And these days, it's not that it's bad, it's just there are so many better fleets these days, okay? It's had a lot of its viability nerfed over the years with CG just changing stuff with ships. Generally speaking, the Executrix is just straight up a better ship, which is weird, right? Because that's just a starting ship and the Chimera is a legendary. Sometimes gets use, does have an insta-kill with a full heal on one unit. Kind of nice, kind of fast, but there are many options. I wouldn't go crazy about upgrading this ship, generally speaking. I'm not going to make comment to Andor as he's not quite in the game yet. Maybe we can talk about him in a couple of months' time when we've got our feelers. Next up, speaking of feelers, we've got the Web of Hate event that gives us Maul Cash Fueled. Phenomenally powerful unit, as all legendaries are usually when they first drop into the game. Right now, absurdly powerful FDC. Even without the FDC, you've got like a Barriskron that can make him absolutely obnoxious. He's top tier. He's top tier, but it's hard to actually identify how good he is and how good the team as a whole is. Because the team as a whole is using Stranger, a Conquest unit, Triple Omicron, Starkiller, a Legendary unit, Triple Omicron, both very powerful units. You throw in Maul, you throw in a powerful FDC, you throw in good supports. It's monstrously good. Like very, like one of the best teams in the game right now is with Maul Hate Fueled. So, do I recommend him? Yeah. Problem is, you can't get him. Not right now, anyway. His event is tied to a prior era, the era of the anniversary, and there is no way currently in-game to actually unlock him. We don't know when he will be available. Supposedly sometime in the next 3 to 6 months, but we don't know. As soon as I know, I'll let you guys know. Is he worth getting? 100%. Jump on it. You will most likely need the characters from the era of the anniversary, most likely at Relic 5 in order to unlock him, but possibly higher. Almost everything in this tier requires Relic 5 to unlock, okay? So all the way from Mace down to Starkiller, all our Relic 5 requirement unlocks. It would make sense if Maul was the same, but I would not be surprised if the requirements were higher, say Relic 6 or Relic 7. Next up, Jedi Master Mace Windu. It's great that we've got a legendary version of Windu, and more importantly, it's great that legendary version of Windu has the largest sleeves that I have ever seen. You could literally hide an entire house inside of those sleeves. I'm very impressed by the length. And the girth, Mace. I'm joking, guys. I'm joking. Don't worry about it. Mace, a little bit disappointing, truth be told. His triple TW Omicrons, I never use him. I genuinely never use him in offense. We don't set him defensively in our guild. I'm not sure if that's because nobody's tried or he just doesn't stop anything. You know, this is the problem. This is the problem. I never really know what he does. He's never surprised me. I mean, sometimes he can surprise you in GAC with a god tier level Datacron and good mods. He can blow the board. Yes, he has another use in that he can go into the raid. The current raid, he's able to score very, very well. You can get max scores with Mace undermanned squads as well. That's really, really useful. I'm not going to try and downplay that. I will caveat it with saying at the time of this recording, the Order 66 raid is probably going to disappear relatively soon. We don't know how long it's going to last, but CG says it's usually about a year, and we're getting to the point of around 9 months now since the raid has been out, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a new raid coming soon, which will kind of hamper his abilities. Now, in territory battles, Mace is phenomenal. Like, take his team in, high relics, you don't even need the Omicron on Depper, hit auto and they'll generally clear out the entire field. Overall, I do find in PvP his team is a bit disappointing, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend pushing for him, despite the fact that all his requirements are very good. Next up, Jar Jar, the divisive character himself of the Star Wars universe. Jar Jar, really good unit, I'll be honest. Unfortunately, there's no real theory craft with the Jar Jar team. It is a prescribed team of 5. There are only 5 Gungans, and you need all 5 of them in that squad. 0 plug-and-play viability here. Overall, really, really powerful team. TW good, GAC good, TB good, Conquest good. They will work in every single game mode. They are a lot of fun, and they can absolutely dominate some teams. You know, they can take out Jabba occasionally. That's kind of a nice feat, nice ability. They can take out any team that's sort of really tanky and tough, and they're able to tank massive amounts of damage with the shield generator. So teams that rely on one big hit, like a Qui-Gon Omicron team or something like that, that relies on a big AoE field destruction, they can usually face tank that. You know, I really like the Gungans. I think they're a good faction. In the past, they were used for a raid. Well worth investing in. They're a good fun team. Next up, Aphra. Aphra to me is a little bit disappointing, a little bit unreliable, I think is the main thing that I get from Aphra. She's got like a split with her Omicrons. She has 3 Omicrons herself. You only really need 1. In 3v3, her droids BT1 and 000 have their own Omicrons, right? For 3v3 only. It feels weird because it changes the dynamic of how you use that team, and this team feels like it really suffers when you take away 2 of the allies. Overall, my concern is, even with the latest IG-90 coming to the game that elevates her team, it just doesn't feel like there's any level of reliability to it. It still feels like you are very much at the whims of what goes on, you know? So overall, I think she's one of the least important to unlock, personally, and I know I'll get some hate for that. You can leave Aphra alone for as long, like unlock everything else and leave Aphra till last, and you'll barely notice she's gone. It sucks, but it's true. Grand Inquisitor. I like any bald legendary unit, so Grand Inquisitor is one that I really like. His event sucks balls. It's horrible. Trust, fam. I do have a video guide on it if you want to watch it. Just search for Grand Inquisitor Unlock and I'm sure you'll find it. He's great in TW if you've got his Omicrons. Instantly killing Jedi with 6 stacks of Purge is really, really good with that second special that he's got. Modern day and age, Reaver is the leadership. With Reaver, Grand Inquisitor is really good fun. Like a staple team in GAC, able to work both defensively and offensively, can take out some monstrous teams if you take them on. You know, Reaver can take out things like Leia, you know? It's a really, really powerful team. Yes, you do need Grand Inquisitor to make that work. He also has a ship that is useful with the Executrix in the Scythe. So all things considered, Grand Inquisitor is a very, very worthwhile unit to unlock, and you can use him as well in the, what is it? The Fanatical Devotion Assault Battle to get yourself some additional relic materials and gear. Absolutely recommend getting GI. You really need him as well if you want to unlock Reaver with your guild. Unless you're one of those filthy freeloaders that doesn't unlock Grand Inquisitor and lets the rest of the guild unlock Reaver for you. Don't be that guy. Also, you could get 5 Inquisitors right now through Lightspeed token journey quests. You just need to take them from Relic 1 to Relic 5. That's easy. Next up, Starkiller. Starkiller is Bay. Love Starkiller. He's phenomenal. Takes me back to my childhood playing Force Unleashed. What can I say about Starkiller? Relatively easy unlock. 4 characters at Relic 5 or 5 characters at Relic 5. His event is fun, well made. GAC Omicrons are phenomenal. The only problem, I guess, is as soon as you take him out of GAC, he feels like he loses a lot of luster. That's not really a problem for a lot of people because everybody loves Grand Arena, I think. Right now, he's had a new breath of fresh air thanks to Spider-Legs Maul, Stranger Team, Spider-Legs Maul, Starkiller. That is like the trifecta of, oh god, this is a horrible, horrible team to face. He's a lot of fun, one of the best animations in the game with, you know, pulling the Star Destroyer out of the sky. I wish we had that, you know, sound file of pulling out of the sky. OGs will know. OGs will know. You guys will know. Yeah, I love Starkiller. 100% one of the best characters to invest in. Early game, you can use him with Palpatine. Late game, use him with Stranger. Mid game, you can use him with Seer Malicos. Great, 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 great unit. One of the best. High priority, in my opinion. Next up, we've got the Revons, Jedi Knight Revan and Darth Revan. You do want to have all of these. They're kind of required. You know, you need to have Jedi Knight Revan in order to unlock Malak. In order to get Malak, you need Darth Revan. So they're all tied. Jedi Knight Revan's still one of the best Jedi. Right now, he's no longer really leading much. There are some niche cases. Take out things like Glat. But he's always going to be a support for, like, JML, for example. I know we've got Satele coming into the game soon as the current Conquest unit. I'm not sold on how good she's going to be. I'm sure in the short term she's going to have a massively broken, overpowered Datacron. Until I see what that is, I still think Jedi Knight Revan's going to stay with JML for now. I don't see her doing much, but we'll find out soon enough. Failing that, early game, if you are pushing for Jedi Knight Revan because you love Jedi Knight Revan, still a really good lead in the early game. Jedi Knight Revan, Bastila, Jolie, GMY, Hermit Yoda, great team. Maybe throw in GK. Whatever floats your boat. Fun event. Powerful Jedi, really, really good, and was kind of like the opener for, hey, let's make kits the size of libraries. Darth Revan, very similar. Complete counterpoint to Jedi Knight Revan. Need him to unlock Malak. Really powerful Sith, great leadership, a lot of fun. Just pure damage output and control with Darkside Bastila as well. 100% recommend both of these units. Chewbacca, you need him to go with CLS, basically. I mean, there are some other comps that you can run with Chewbacca. His event was a real pain in the arse when it first came because we didn't really have relic levels. These days, you can ruffle stomp it with things like Grief, Mando, any kind of relic level investment. We will absolutely destroy the Chewbacca event. It's got cool, useful, unique in guard. So he will guard Han Solo, the raid version, as well as the weakest ally rebel, essentially, at the start of battle. And that will stop them from being crit and dazed and stunned and all that sort of good business, I think. A lot of fun, a lot of damage output. He is a fan favorite character and very easy to unlock. No reason not to invest in Chewbacca. Similar for C-3PO. C-3PO's event when it first came around was the biggest pain in the arse because you have to use Ewoks, and Ewoks are garbage still. However, it's gotten a lot easier because we do have Princess Kneesaa, and Princess Kneesaa is just solo carrying the rest of the Ewoks basically through the C-3PO event. C-3PO does fit in a number of teams. He's got a lot of tags, just like R2-D2. You know, he's got the Rebel, Galactic Republic, Resistance, Droid, Light Side support, loads of tags on C-3PO, lots of cross synergy available to him. He's able to put out translation so you can reduce the cooldowns on your abilities. He's able to put confusion on the enemy, I want to say it's confusion, and increase their cooldowns. He applies things like exposes as well on a basic and can strip turn meter. Just really powerful and absolute linchpin for the CLS team. So 100% get him. Han's Millennium Falcon. It was one of the earliest legendary ships. One of the only legendary ships, truth be told. Very, very powerful for the Rebel fleet. Now, obviously used with the Profundity, but originally with a Home 1. Really powerful. Dispels on a basic, able to heal, gain evasion, untargetable. Calls assists, easy to unlock, very easy to unlock. If you just go through, if you are unlocking the Executor, you'll be able to unlock the Han's Millennium Falcon. It requires bounty hunters. The event is easy to do, and you can use any capital ship that you want. You need it because Profundity is still a great, great fleet. Moving on, we've got the Executor. Discarded Doctrine is the event. This one, Executor, for a time, was probably the best bang for buck legendary ship that you could get, okay? Because it was able to beat Profundity very, very easily and could beat Leviathan as well. Now, with the introduction of the Rogue One, Executor took a little bit of a hit, but it's still incredibly valuable. You need all three legendary ships because there are only 3 of them in terms of capital ships. Well, there are 4, but the Chimera doesn't really move the needle. Executor, easiest to get out of the 3, no Relic 9 requirements, and the rest of the ships and pilots are either given away by LSTs or are easy to farm. So highly recommend it. It can still dominate the holotables. It can still get you first in Fleet Arena every day. I love it on my alt account. I love it on the main account. It's a great, great ship. Similar for Profundity, with the uplift of the Rogue One, top tier ship. Top tier ship. It's a little bit harder, of course, than the Executor because you do need a Relic 9 in Admiral Raddus. Raddus, though, not a terrible, terrible unit. A little bit niche, I guess. But the Profundity is an incredibly valuable and high-performing team that will get good banners in GAC. You can often underman with a Profundity. Go in with just the starting 3 and Rogue One in your reinforcements, and you will destroy things like the Executor. Okay, you can also destroy pretty much anything that's not the Executor and Leviathan. Leviathan you can still beat, but it gets very hairy and a bit RNG based. Absolutely recommend all 3 of these. Finally, the Leviathan, the best fleet in the game. It genuinely is, but it's also the hardest to unlock because you need 2 Relic 9s. You also need a Conquest ship and a Conquest unit, Malgus and the Fury class Interceptor. It's a long, long farm, but it is worthwhile, and it is the best fleet in the game. There's no other way to contest it. All right, Malak. Not Malgus, but Malak. Oh, Malaka. He's great. He's bald. I don't need to say anything else, right? He's bald, therefore he is good. He's got a metal jaw. He's got great abilities. Very hard to put down tank, can control the enemy really well with fear, with shock, with stun, and then he's got a life drain ability that will essentially take all of a character's health and then absorb it to heal himself. Very, very powerful, requires Darth Revan and Jedi Knight Revan to unlock, and is totally worth it in the modern day. Still a great, great unit. Even if you didn't have a workable Darth Revan team, which you will, he's still useful as just like a standalone. Throw him in a C team. Throw him anywhere if you want. He's a really good tank. Love it. Gas is next. General Anakin Skywalker, or General Skywalker for those that are uninitiated. Very powerful Jedi. Very powerful Jedi. Still has some viability these days, especially with the Datacrons being so good. And in his 501st team. You can take him out of the 501st team and you can have him elsewhere, like in a Queen Amidala team, like in a Jedi Master Luke team, like in a Jedi Master Kenobi team. He can go anywhere, really, with Jedi or Galactic Republic and do very well. He's a big unlock because you need to have Padme and you need to have C-3PO and then you need to work on your clones. It's like a long list of unlocks that you need to do to get to gas, but he's absolutely worth it. He's absolutely worth it. 4, in fact, Zetas on this guy. Very few units have got 4 Zetas. He's able to armor shred, AoE daze, attacks twice on every turn, can reduce max health on the target if they have no protection and they're not like a Galactic Legend. Hits like a truck. He's really, really good. Absolutely recommend him. Jedi Knight Luke, great unit as well. People thought that the game was closing when he came because they were like, the day we get Jedi Knight Luke is the day we close the doors. He's not a leader. I mean, his lead is fine. His lead is fine. But these days, people tend to use him with JML. He becomes a staple of the JML team, can go in like a Jedi Knight Revan team, can lead his own, but it's very rare. You usually want other leaderships, right? He's got a great ability in his Force Repulse, I want to think it's called. AoE stun, reduces the defense of the enemy team. He's got a lot of survivability. He's got a call to assist. He dispels on a basic and hits really, really hard. I can't not recommend Jedi Knight Luke. You kind of need him if you're going to be pushing for anything. I think he's a requirement for JML as well. So, great unit. Bo Mami, we are part of the 2% here in the tribe. We absolutely love ourselves some Bo-Katan lore. She's great. She's great fun. A little bit of viability has dropped off in recent months because of all the new units coming out and all the changes to things like Lord Vader, and the clones are supposed to kind of lock her out almost of countering Lord Vader. But she's still a lot of fun, and she can get away from you. She leads Mandalorians, so you go in with Bam, and you go in with IG-12 and Grogu and Paz, and then it's usually either Bo-Katan, the original, or it is the Armorer that finishes up this team. I'm still hopeful that we get more Mandalorians as the years go by. We've got a Mandalorian and Grogu film coming out soon. Maybe we are going to see additional Mandalorians come into the play thanks to that film. Fully expect it. So I like her, I rate her, I think she's worth investing in, and we're getting Lightspeed tokens at the moment that can really help that journey. We've got Keller and Beck already, we're going to have a Mandalorian Lightspeed token that you can use on Paz, a Droid Lightspeed token that you can use on IG-12 and Grogu. Maybe. Not sure. And then you just need the OG Mandalorian, OG Bo-Katan Kryze. Very, very useful. She's got her own unlock planet as well in Rise of the Empire, so you need her to get access to Mandalore, which is great for guilds, good source of additional stars, as well as Kyrotech on a 2-week basis. Totally worthwhile getting. Baylan Skoll, absolutely love him. Absolutely love Baylan Skoll. Fantastically powerful, great offensively and defensively, and a lot of fun to play. Not only that, his requirements are brilliant, because you need Shin, Marok, which both go with him and are both very powerful units, and then you need Morgan Elsbeth and the Great Mothers. And the Great Mothers are phenomenally powerful, probably just as powerful as he is. That's how good that is. So his requirements are fabulous. And then you need Grand Admiral Thrawn at Relic 7, and I think you need Thrawn at Relic 6 anyway for C, so it's a lot of bleed over. Really good unit, able to take down powerful teams, able to take down JMK Cat. Just a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Plus, they got his, like, style perfectly. Like, you can feel the weight behind his attacks. And I know that's not really a thing that should really come into play, but if you just like the aesthetics of a team, Baylan's team is great. It's really, really good. Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our review of the entire journey guide for the solo journeys. I want to know your thoughts at home. Who are your favorite? Put it down in the comment section down below, and I'll let the rest of the commenters tear you apart for your terrible, terrible system choices. I will see you all in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.